A former executive of the Grand Bahama Power Company expressing concern about current company practices and the high cost of electricity. Tonight, he's speaking about the way he feels Bahamians are viewed. Here's Shoshana Roll.
37-year veteran and former director at Grand Bahama Power, Roger Johnson, is not impressed with Emera's business practices. Johnson, who retired in 2006, says he has maintained a close relationship with many employees at the company, but he's concerned that Emera appears to operate as if Bahamian leadership has no value.
There are persons who I have helped to groom, and I've seen them come up and saw them become managers and directors and become highly skilled and world-class. Their registration is world-class, but they've been chopped. No reason given, but they've been bringing in people all along. And that report, which I've just given to you, read it and you'll see. They brought in people, and in many instances, these people are not as qualified as our people.
Johnson contends that this is one of the reasons that compelled him to write a letter to the president and CEO Sarah McDonald.
Persons well-trained, well-equipped are being pushed aside for some of our Canadian colleagues who would come. And there were always at least 12 at any point in time, just in and out. My concern too was with the government. I haven't seen any ad. Are they professional? Are they engineers? If they're engineers, then they need a permit. If they're accountants, they need a permit. I don't know that they had those things. I don't know what length of time they would do, but they were here, in and out in the company. And if they are, doesn't our law requires that they apply and be considered?
While Johnson's letter also detailed the company's response following Tropical Storm Irene, as well as the increase in the fuel surcharge, he says in response he received a two-line correspondence from the CEO of the power company. But that is not his only concern.
They would like to own and operate Bahamas Electricity Corporation, all the families. Can we sit back? Can someone like me, who knows so much, who understands so much, whose whole life has been electricity and this operation, can someone like me sit back and say, they ain't hurting me? Yes, they hurt me. They hurt me now, and they'll be hurting my brothers in Andros. They'll be hurting my relatives in Eleuthera, my relatives in Cat Island, and throughout this whole Bahamas.
Shoshana Roll, ZNS News.
Our Grand Bahama News team spoke with an Emera executive out of Canada, Sasha Irving, late this afternoon, who denied the allegations. She said no Bahamians has been replaced with Emera workers or Canadians. In fact, she noted that outside of the CEO, only 4 other Emera employees are on the island, 2 working at the new plant under construction and 2 at the power company. All of them, she says, has work permits. She said Emera respects local leadership and calls Johnson's comments baseless and untrue. Irving indicated that Emera has had conversations with the government of the Bahamas and made some recommendations for BEC. Nonetheless, she said Emera is focused on making improvements to the Grand Bahama Power Company. A total of 107 Haitian immigrants are currently being detained at the Carmichael Road Detention Center after they were discovered in the Exumas last evening by members of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. The story goes that the officers were on routine patrol near Harvey Key in the Exuma Chains, and the Defense Force patrol spotted what appeared to be a 38-foot blue and white Haitian sloop. Further investigations revealed a large number of Haitian migrants on board. 2 other Defense Force crafts came to assist in the removal of the Haitians, 78 men and 29 women, as none of them possessed the necessary documents to enter the country. They were taken aboard the Defense Force crafts and arrived in the capital about 8:30 last night. The migrants, who all appeared to be in fair health, were handed over to immigration officials for further processing. This latest apprehension brings the total number of Haitian immigrants intercepted by Defense Force officials this year to 685. More people arrested on the seas. This time, they were residents. 4 Bahamians, registered fishing vessels with 8 Bahamians on board, were apprehended by members of the Defense Force in the Northern Bahamas yesterday for violation of Fisheries Resources Act. While on routine patrol, the Defense Force patrol craft P-130 spotted the fishing skiffs off North Abaco at 4:20 in the afternoon. A routine boarding of the vessel revealed an undetermined amount of undersized crawfish. As a result, the vessel and its crew were detained and taken to Grand Key, Abaco, where they were all handed over to the relevant authorities for further investigation. The authorities are reminding fishermen to adhere to Bahamian fisheries laws as it relates to undersized crawfish and other fishery acts. We enjoy hearing your Family Island stories. Continue to send them to us. Email us at finews@znnsbahamas.com.